in the month of April 2023. Well, welcome to another edition of Sports Bang on Splash 105.5. Broadcasting live from White House, Felele, in the ancient city of Ibadan. It's a brand new week. A wonderful week it is. What will prove to be the last week in the month of April. And there's so much to look forward to. But of course, before we talk about what we're looking forward to, we have to take a look back a bit. That's what we do on Mondays. We take a look back and see what happened during the weekend. The good, the bad, the ugly. And I can tell you on the show this morning, I have brought the good, the bad, and a little bit of a ugly for you. It's a pleasure to be here. A roundup of what happened during the weekend across the world of sports. Well, from Manchester Derby final for the first time in the history of the FA Cup. So Newcastle United are walloping Tottenham Hotspur to practically secure top 4. Also, we'll talk about Arsenal fumbling on Friday and we're almost handling the title race to Manchester City. In Italy, well, Napoli beat Juventus yesterday and now they only need one more win. Just one more win before they mathematically secure their Scudetto title. In Germany, well, Thomas Tuchel is not looking good for them. When he came on board, they were in 3 tournaments. They've crashed out of 2. They were in 3 tournaments and were on top of the table in the German Bundesliga. They've crashed out of 2. And now they are even no longer on top of the table in the German Bundesliga after yet another loss in the German Bundesliga during the weekend. In Spain, Barcelona basically secured their title also, ending a barren run of not scoring any goal by defeating Atletico de Madrid yesterday by a lone goal. And of course, coming here to Nigeria, well, we also have our fair share of action. Shooting Stars yesterday at the Adamasingba practically had the biggest win of the season at home, walloping Gombe United by 3 unreplied goals. And for Rivers United, we might as well support Tilo because they were lost to Young Africans of Tanzania here in Nigeria in Uyo by 2-0. So for them to have any chance of going into the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup, well, they'll have to go to Dar es Salaam and win by 3 unreplied goals. Now, that is a typical Sokotilo. So much happened during the weekend. And of course, tennis and basketball, the NBA playoffs is a gift that keeps on giving. One thing I must tell you this morning is that we are live on Facebook this morning. So please go on Facebook and tell me which of this weekend action was your highlight of the weekend. What was your highlight of the weekend? Go on our Facebook fan page at www.facebook.com/SplashFM105.5 and let me know what you think. Which of the weekend action was your favorite? Which was the highlight of your weekend? My name is Akinosho Oluwafemi and I say welcome. Okay, quickly kicking off on the show this morning. There is so much that has happened during the weekend, but as they say, charity begins at home, which means that we begin from the Nigerian Professional Football League, and not just the Nigerian Professional Football League alone, but from Adamasingba Stadium in Ibadan yesterday, where Shooting Stars are walloped Gombe United by 3-0. Very beautiful goals actually came in the game. It's the biggest win of the MPFL season, and this win practically ensures that Shooting Stars will not relegate this season. Of course, we'll tell you how the table looks like. But let's confirm to you that after the game, Benga Gubote had something to say, and he talked about the changes that they've made, the weaknesses that they've noticed, and what has led to this wonderful win against Gombe United. Let's quickly take a listen to the voice of Benga Gubote after 3SC's comprehensive win yesterday against Gombe United.
It can always get better, like I did say before now. we should not throw away the fact that the team is a new team. And unfortunately, the first stanza wasn't a pleasant one. We are trying to get it right. Let's see how much we can get. I think it's a good one for us. The players are getting used to each other. And we have been able to add height to the team, you understand, which was a big advantage to us, most especially in the defense. And we noticed noticed gray area, which we tried to make amends to. And I think it's paying off.
Okay, the head coach of the Oluyole Warriors there actually speaking about the fact that they noticed they had short defenders and they had to make up for it. Goals from Malomo Taufik, Godwin Udo and Douglas Achieve actually gave the Oluyole Warriors that comprehensive win. And let's confirm to you that the head coach of Gombe United, Aliu Zubairu, also had something to say about what happened, what went wrong for his players, and how they lost it to Shooting Stars. Let's listen to Aliu Zubairu on Sports Bank this morning.
You lost this game to Shooting Stars today. What did you think that they did that you were just unable to match that led to this result?
I think it's just the character. Like I said earlier, they were more angry than my boss. That is just it. They show character of winning. If not, the display on the field does not justify the end result. If anybody that comes and watch the way the game was going, you will never even think it was Shooting Stars that is leading, because they never had the control of the game all through. We had the fair share of the possession, but they were hungrier than in terms of looking for the goals than my boys.
The hunger is what Aliu Zubairu says was the difference. Shooting Stars were hungrier. They were more hungry than my boys. They fought like lions and they got a 3-0 victory for it. Okay, other results in the Nigerian Professional Football League this morning. While Enyimba and Remo Stars are played out a 1-1 draw, it was practically the last kick of the game from Victor Mbaoma that drew level for Enyimba and saved them an embarrassment of actually losing at home to a fellow top 3 struggler. Well, when I mean top 3 struggler, both Remo Stars and Enyimba are trying to finish top 3 in their group to actually make it to the Super 6. Bendel Insurance continued their unbeaten run as they walloped El Canino Warriors by 2-1 in Benin. Niger Tornadoes defeated Avia Warriors by 3-0. Plateau United by a lone goal kept their hopes alive of making the Super 6. Sunshine Stars in Akure also beat Lobby Stars by 1-0. Doma United beat the Bayelsa United by 2-1. Such were the games that were played during the weekend. Quickly, let's talk about how the table looks like now, especially in Group A where Shooting Stars are. Shooting Stars are up to 5th on the table. And I can tell you categorically and mathematically that Shooting Stars are no longer talking about relegation anymore. Rather, we're talking about trying to push now for a place in the Super 6. Shooting Stars stand 5th on the table in Group A with 21 points. The team that is 3rd in Group A has 24 points. So Shooting Stars are basically 3 points away from a place in the Super 6. We are no longer talking about relegation battle. Rather, we are talking about trying to push now for a Super 6 position. Bendel Insurance still sits top of Group A table with 31 points. Enyimba 2nd with 25 points. Plateau United 3rd with 24 points. And Aqua United 4th with 23 top points. Both Shooting Stars and Remo Stars stand 5th and 6th respectively with 21 points each. And talking about Group B, Lobby Stars still top that table with 26 points. Doma United 2nd with 25 points. And although Rivers United have played 2 games lesser than these 2 teams, they're 3rd with 23 points. Niger Tornadoes stands 4th with 23 points also. And Sunshine Stars 5th with 21. Okay, before we go for a quick break, leaving the MPFL this morning, let's quickly talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. It was not a good weekend for the only surviving team on the continent for Nigeria, Rivers United, as they lost at home at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo yesterday to Young Africans of Tanzania by 2-0. Both teams have failed to register a goal in the first half. Young Africans took the lead in the 73rd minute through a Democratic Republic of Congo forward Fiston Mayele. Unfortunately, Mayele netted the second time in just about 9 minutes before the end of regular time. That's the 81st minute. Now Rivers United needs to score 3 unreplied goals in Dar es Salaam in order to have any chance of qualifying. The return leg will take place next week Sunday at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And of course, we wish Rivers United all the best. Nothing is impossible. Although when you look at some situations, you tell yourself, Soputilo. Okay, we've got to go for a quick commercial break right about now. When we come back from this break, wow, Sports Bank continues.
This is well.
Mama, they cook the food we like fast.
Na jollof rice.
Yes, sir.
Na Terra jollof cubes I take cook am.
Yeah!
Terra jollof cubes with the taste of smoky bottom pot. Terra jollof cubes with better
Jollof ready.
Terra Jollof Cubes, now complete jollof seasoning. Now you fit enjoy the better flavor, ogbonge scent, and that confirms smoky bottom pot taste. Second say you take Terra Jollof seasoning cubes, cook am.
So special to us. Start your day with the nutritious and delicious goodness of Golden Morn. Now available in 30 grams, 45 grams, 300 grams, 600 grams, and 900 grams packs. A pack size for everyone. Golden Morn, make every day golden. Golden Morn, so special to us.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids the new Milo 3-in-1. Milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further. Milo!
This is well.
Mama, they cook the food we like fast.
Na jollof rice.
Yes, sir.
Na Terra jollof cubes I take cook am.
Yeah!
Terra jollof cubes with the taste of smoky bottom pot. Terra jollof cubes with better flavor.
Terra Jollof Cubes, now complete jollof seasoning. Now you fit enjoy the better flavor, ogbonge scent, and that confirms smoky bottom pot taste. Second say you take Terra Jollof seasoning cubes, cook am.
When you think of fruit juice and all the goodness that comes in it, think Chivita. It is many years of trust, quality, and all the goodness of fruit poured into one lovely pack with no artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives, specially made for you. And there is more to choose from. Whatever your preferences are, there is a Chivita for you. There is a Chivita for everyone. So, what's your Chivita?
This is well.
Mama, they cook the food we like fast.
Na jollof rice.
Yes, sir.
Na Terra jollof cubes I take cook am.
Yeah!
Terra jollof cubes with the taste of smoky bottom pot. Terra jollof cubes with better flavor.
Terra Jollof Cubes, now complete jollof seasoning. Now you fit enjoy the better flavor, ogbonge scent, and that confirms smoky bottom pot taste. Second say you take Terra Jollof seasoning cubes, cook am.
Okay, welcome back from that break, and of course, this is to Sports Bank this beautiful Monday morning. Okay, let's go on our Facebook fan page. Don't forget, we are broadcasting live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/SplashFM 105.5. Well, Abiola Patrick Slim, okay, well, he's complaining about IBDC. I can understand your pain. Whiskey Ezekiel says, good morning, crew. My special highlight of the weekend was Napoli winning against Juventus. You always love the last-minute goal, right? Giacomo Raspadori scoring almost with the last kick of the game to give Napoli a win in Turin. That was a sweet, good night gift. And Taiwo Sunday says, my highlights of the weekend was Mainz 05 proving for mighty wrong. Okay, yes, I said, German Bundesliga is the Bayern Liga. But I think Thomas Tuchel is now proving me wrong. Okay, and also another one from Stawinski Ezekiel. Another special highlight of the weekend was seeing Newcastle embarrass Tottenham Hotspur. Even Chelsea, with worst season ever, is not considering 4 goals deficit this season. They actually considered 5 goals in 20 minutes in that game. Chinedu Paul Emmanuel says, good morning. Napoli's win over Juventus is definitely my highlight of the weekend. And Ridwan Akimbo says, good morning from my team. My highlight of the weekend is the kiss of death from Wegos to Solly March to intimidate him to the lose the penalty. Never forget Newcastle United trashing Tottenham Hotspur. Congratulations to our own 3SC for escaping relegation this season. Definitely Shooting Stars will not be playing in the NNL next season. Keep your comments coming in. Of course, I'll take them when the time is right. Okay, moving now, let's move away from football for a while and talk about some other sports. Starting with the world of tennis, where Carlos Alcaraz retained his world number 1 status, defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in 2 straight sets to win the Barcelona Open in Spain. Carlos Alcaraz took the first set 6-3 and then wrapped up the win in the second set 6-4 to defeat the Greek and, of course, keep his place as world number 1. Also in Munich, Germany, Ron Hodges defeated Van der Zampo Botek in 3 sets to win the Munich Open in Germany. And for the ladies, Iga Swiatek, the female world number 1, defeated Aria Sabalenka in 2 straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, in the final of the Stuttgart Open to actually get that one. Well, the Madrid Open qualifier games will begin today, but as time goes on, we'll tell you all about it. Okay, moving away from tennis this morning, let's talk about basketball because the NBA playoffs continue. Let's confirm to you that early hours of last night and early hours of this morning, a couple of games were played. New York Knicks defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 102-93. Which means that New York Knicks now leads the series 3-1 and will win the tie if they can only win 1 more game. Golden State Warriors also defeated Sacramento Kings by a lone point, 126-125. Very painful. Steph Curry scoring 32 points as Golden State Warriors have now come back from 2 games down to draw the tie at 2-all. And Boston Celtics, they lead the tie by 3-1 after defeating Atlanta Hawks 129-121. Jason Tatum scoring 31.7 rebounds over Trae Young, who of course scored 35 points, but unfortunately it's not a one-man game. And Minnesota Timberwolves also took a 3-game lead, defeating Denver Nuggets 114-108. Minnesota Timberwolves rather. Now Denver Nuggets leads the series by 3-1. It could have been over if Denver Nuggets were able to win this one. Nikola Jokic scoring 43 points, 11 rebounds, but just was not enough. That is the roundup of the games that were played, in the NBA season. Well, the playoff season anyway. Okay, let's go to Europe now and let's talk about what happened yesterday. Manchester United needed penalty shootout to get into the final of the English FA Cup after playing out a goalless draw against Brighton and Hove Albion. And yesterday, Newcastle United walloped Tottenham Hotspur by 6-1. Definitely Antonio Conte was right. And of course, yesterday also, West Ham United walloped Bournemouth by 4-0 to somehow escape relegation. For Mondays, let's join the BBC for the BBC Premier League update. When we come back from the break, we'll tell you about more that happened during the weekend in Europe.
Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester United beat Brighton 7-6 on penalties to reach the FA Cup final, where they will face rivals Manchester City. The United manager Erik ten Hag was delighted with how his side bounced back from being knocked out of the Europa League on Thursday.
Very proud, but I was so mad after Thursday. It was not us. It was not Man United. It was not our team. I don't know what happened there. It can't be that we give a performance like that, but then to bounce back like we did today is great. It's not so easy from Thursday to Sunday. So from mentality here, from resilient here, from personality here, and physical, but we did. And against a good team, Brighton, I have to give them a lot of credit because I think it was head-to-head. But yeah, finally we were so determined to win this game, and yeah, we did it.
The Brighton defender Lewis Dunk was disappointed with the loss, but says they still have plenty to play for in the remaining weeks of the season.
Obviously, it's really hard to take at the moment. We've got a game Wednesday. We've got to dust ourselves off, pick ourselves up and hold our heads high and go to Forest on Wednesday and make sure we win, because we've got a lot to play for in the league and we've got a massive end to the season. So at the moment it's tough right now, but yeah, tomorrow we've got to switch our attention and focus on the Premier League and finish strong.
Elsewhere, Newcastle United bolstered their hopes of qualifying for next season's Champions League with a 6-1 thrashing of Tottenham at St James's Park. 5 of their goals were scored in the opening 21 minutes of the match. And West Ham United took a big step towards English Premier League survival with a 4-0 win against fellow strugglers Bournemouth. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, welcome back from that break, and of course, this Easter Sports Bank. All right, quickly, let's go across Europe and let's give a highlight of what happened across the top European leagues during the weekend. PSG defeated Angers in the first game of the French Ligue 1 to actually, I'm talking about this weekend, to actually, increase their chances of a title. Lens also wallowed Monaco, and last night Marseille came from a goal down to defeat Lyon by 2-1. And in the German Bundesliga, Bayern Munich lost once again. What is wrong with Bayern Munich? And guess what? Borussia Dortmund took full advantage of that, defeated Eintracht Frankfurt by 4-0. And this morning, there's a new sheriff in town. Borussia Dortmund are the new table toppers. 5 games before the end of the German Bundesliga season. Can they hold on? In the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona all but won the title yesterday after defeating Atletico de Madrid and increasing their points gap back to 11 points. And of course, in the Italian Serie A, Napoli needs just one more win after a late goal from Giacomo Raspadori helped them defeat Juventus yesterday. AC Milan also won. And of course, Inter Milan also won earlier in the day. And of course, in the English Premier League, it was just 2 games yesterday. Tottenham Hotspur losing scandalously. Newcastle United winning very well. And of course, West Ham also winning very well. And of course, the FA Cup semi-final game, of course, we already know it's going to be a Manchester derby final for the first time in the English FA Cup history. We keep our fingers on what will happen on that. Okay, that's the much that time permits me to take. Let me just take one more message on WhatsApp. On Facebook. My highlight of the weekend was a disappointing result at the Emirates Stadium. Okay, thank you so much for listening this morning. I am Akinosho Oluwafemi. Later this evening, we'll be back for the second half of the show. Until then, enjoy the start of your week, and bye for now.
Money green, so me money need photosynthesis. Back up from sunlight, back up from sunlight, back up from sunlight. You like everything, my water to wine. You will come change them back to water.
Flash FM 105.5.
Hello, my smart listeners. It's the Smart Living Radio Show again, powered by Pick 456 Growing Up Milk.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Start my day. Pick 456 has DHA. It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, Pick 456, yeah. My own milk, Pick 456, yeah. My own milk, Pick 456, yeah. My own milk, Pick 456, yeah.
Today we'll be discussing the long-term impact of child nutrition in growth